share with you a scenario for people that has a lot of money. And I decided to call my presentation, "That's okay, we've got enough money for our next event, so no worries, we don't need more sponsorships, we don't need more money, we're just fine." And I saw some of you laughing when I was saying that, but let's try to examine and see if you are someone like that who is communicating and saying, "That's okay, we have enough money." So do you have enough money for your next event? Let's try to figure it out. There is something which I call the rich organizer. And the rich organizers are people that basically have so much money that they say, "We don't need more people. We have enough people coming to our next event, so please stay back home. We have more than enough. We have enough people on our event." Or people that say, let's lose control. Let's let our attendees, let's let people take control of our event and do whatever they want, because our event is so big that we can do a lot of stuff all over the space. And some of them are saying, some of them are saying that they have enough money so that they can give everything for free, because we don't really need your income. We can allow everything for free to our attendees. Now, probably each one of you feel that you're not like that, right? You are not a rich organizer who is willing to give everything away for free. But the fact of the matter is that some of them, or most of the event organizers, are. So the first thing you learn on the course of how to be a meeting planner, the first thing you're being taught is that you need to have a Facebook, a Twitter, and a LinkedIn account, right? That's the basics of every event. So I want to tell you a story. I decided to start my own event company. I used to do only technology for events, but now, since I saw that the events market is so good, I have decided to start my own event company. And I need a favor from each one of you, since you're such a great audience. I'll give you at the end of my presentation my email, and I just need you to send me your contact list, your database. So if you can do that in Excel format, that will be very good. If not, then PDF will work as well. But because I really need contacts in order to start my own business and start my invitations to my events. Now, some of you are laughing here and saying, "Is this guy crazy? Do you really want us to send you our database in Excel format? This is the treasure, right? This is the thing which is the most important thing we have in our company." But the fact of the matter is that a lot of you are already doing that today. If you created a group on Facebook or on LinkedIn and you invited all your attendees and members to join that group, they are out there. And I can put someone in my office to go to LinkedIn and using a premium account for $59 a month to go to that list and start to grab those contact details and add them into our database. And we can do much more than that. A friend of mine wanted to do an event in London, Adi from the Meetings Innovator, but he didn't have a database. So for $2, for 1,000 impressions, he posted an ad on LinkedIn. And guess what? Your attendees, your people, became the database that he was using in order to invite people to the event. And he had 120 people participating in his event, coming solely from the internet, from Google advertisement, from LinkedIn and Facebook advertisement. So technology can be a big opportunity, but it also can be a threat. And it really depends how you use technology. If you're using technology in the right way, it can really bring up your events to heights that you can never imagine. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't use Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm just saying that you need to use them with caution and with understanding what are the implications of what you're doing. Because if you're not using technology in the right way, it becomes a threat. And when you play with technology in the wrong way, it can become dangerous to your event. So what I would like to do in the following few minutes is to take you through different scenarios to share with you stuff that people are doing that is, I think, is risky for their event, and how you can really utilize your event to make more money and more income to the organization to the organizers, to whomever is the one who is making money out of this event. Do you know what it is? What do you see here in the picture? Come on. A garden, very nice. What else? A birdhouse, right? There is a birdhouse, nice birdhouse there. What else? We need to keep that cool, but that's for the end. A water fountain. A lot of people, when they look at that picture, they see the water fountain, they see the grass, they see the flowers, the birdhouse. Very rarely people see the wall that kind of goes all around this garden. And the meaning of that is what is called, there is a terminology for that, which is called a walled garden. And it was invented by the cable companies. Each one of you that has a TV receiver in your home, which is connected to the internet, is living within a kind of a walled garden. A walled garden that the cable companies are paying millions of dollars every year to maintain this beautiful walled garden for you. Have you ever thought why a cable company is paying millions of euros to all the studios in the United States to buy all those sessions and episodes, 24, Desperate Housewives, whatever is running on your TV? Why are they buying all that kind of content where for 5 euros they can add an internet plug to your receiver and connect you to the internet? And from that point on, you're connected to the internet. You can get any content that you want, from YouTube, from everywhere. Why are they investing so much money in order to do it? Because they want to keep you in this walled garden. The meaning of a walled garden is that it's such beautifully inside that you don't really care what goes outside, what goes beyond the walls. Because they know that if you go beyond the walls, you might not come back. If you go beyond the walls of your TV receiver, of that satellite box, if you go beyond those walls, you might never come back because you'll discover all the great stuff that there is out there in the internet, and you'll say, why do I need to pay $99 a month for that subscription? So they're paying all that money to have all that great content in the VOD system, in the recording functionality, anything that they can offer so that you will stay in their walled garden. That walled garden should work also in your events. Are you creating walled gardens for your events? Let's try to put that into a question. So I would like to suggest a new word that I think most of the players in the industry have kind of forgotten, and it's called monetization. And the meaning of monetization is how can we make money out of every element that we have in our event? How can we not offer things for free, but really make money out of them? And what I would like to suggest is a new term which is called smart sponsorships. How many of you remember, try to imagine the last event you participated in. How many of you remember and can name now all the sponsors that their logo appeared on the backdrop of on the back sign of the stage? Give me 5 of them. Try to think for yourself. You don't need to say it, but just try to think for yourself. Do you remember the 5 names of all the sponsors that paid a lot of money to sponsor the last event you participated in? Probably not. And those sponsors also understand that. They say, why should we pay 20K just to have our logo on the backdrop? No one remembers that any longer. So we need to find something else because sponsorship costs, sponsorship investments are going down because they're saying we don't want to any longer our logo on the back end or our logo on the bags because people don't really recognize it, people don't remember it. So why do we need to spend all that money for those kinds of sponsorships? So if sponsorships are going down, we should find a new way to make money. So let's try to figure out if we can find that kind of way. We made a research, and the research tried to analyze what are the main concerns for people in events. Why people participate in events, what organizers need to offer as part of the event. And we came up with 3 major pillars: high performance networking, extending the marketing reach, and supercharge interactivity. Those are the top 3 most important elements that events should have. High performance networking, because we're humans. We like to meet with each other. We like to exchange cards, hug, kiss, whatever we can, shake hands, whatever we can do, because that's what we like. That's how we are. And without it, maybe there is no real reason to participate in the event. If we can watch the content from home when it's webcasted to our computers, why should we physically attend the event if not to meet our colleagues and network with them? Extending the marketing reach. You had 1,000 people in your event. Why not 1,500? Why not 3,000, 5,000, 10,000? Potentially, there are enough people out there, but they need to know what goes on in your event in order to feel that they would like to participate. So how can we extend this kind of marketing and reach out to them without cannibalizing our event? Because we spoke about a rich organizer. When you're webcasting, what is the message that you're giving? You're saying, stay home. There is no real reason to come. You can stay home and you watch the content. So how can we utilize our content in order to get people connected to our event and participate in our future events, from one hand, without cannibalizing the business that we're in? And the third thing is the supercharged interactivity. We're coming into an era when the Y generation is participating already, Z generation is coming along the line to participate in our events. They are looking for something else. They don't want to passively sit down and listen to a speaker that is coming and giving the same pitch again and again. They want to have ability to interact, to influence the flow of the event, to broadcast their questions to the stage and get responses, to vote, to do stuff that is interactive. And we need to enable them to facilitate that. This is the only marketing slide in my presentation, just for the sake of explaining to you who we are. I'm the CEO of Newtonstrand, and what we're doing, we are developing all those kinds of technologies that enable the event organizer to have those kinds of networking. So if you want networking, you have chance to meet. If you want to have ability to reach out with your event, we have a wide variety of solutions, all coming from the same place, that allows you and enable you to manage to get those goals. So, Facebook and LinkedIn. We talked about networking. If we want to allow networking, Facebook and LinkedIn is a great solution, right? That's, if you try to say what Facebook is, what's LinkedIn is, it's networking. Well, not exactly. Imagine your next event, and you brought your keynote speaker all the way down from the United States. Pay the ticket, pay the hotel, accommodation, pick up from the airport, entertainment, whatever, all the money that you've invested in order to bring that kind of speaker from abroad. And then you, first of all, you put that speaker and asked him to join your group in LinkedIn, right, your event group. So now I know the ability, how I can contact this speaker, because we're on the same group. So I can meet this speaker and schedule a meeting with him through LinkedIn without even paying you a ticket. I can send a message to this speaker and say, hey, I would like to network with you, but instead of sitting down in the event area, may I take you for a dinner? And he'll say, yes, I'm here alone in the city, why not? Let's go for a dinner. And now I managed, you paid the ticket, you paid the hospitality, and I get a meeting with this speaker for free without even paying a ticket to participate in your event. Thank you very much, by the way. Keep that. It will really help me for my business. So, if you're doing that, at the end of the day, you're hurting your business. So the real way to do it is, yes, we need to offer networking, but we need to offer networking in a walled garden. So this is a walled garden for networking. This is a networking area, which is your area, at your event. So people need to pay a ticket in order to enter this area. You can sell it as a sponsorship. This is a smart sponsorship. because you can find a sponsor like a bank who wants to facilitate business, or Nokia, connecting people, right? This is networking, what networking is all about. So in this event, for instance, sold that as a smart sponsorship. So we created a kind of a VIP lounge where people went to have pre-scheduled meeting at that lounge. You know exactly how many people met. You can PR, you can use that for your PR, you can advertise it, you can have meaningful information that you can generate out of it. And guess what? You can do even more than that. It can generate new money that you never had in your event. This event generated 50K euro of new money, money that wasn't part of the budget of the former event, just because of the fact that they've offered networking in a walled garden. So what do you want? A networking in a walled garden that generates money for you, or to offer it for free and use it through LinkedIn and not have even a control about what's going on and even not knowing how many meetings were in your event. Let's take another example. Webcasting. We spoke about that. First of all, we have a problem with the message, right? What we're saying is stay home, you don't need to come. So this is not good. We need, because our business as event organizers is based on a very, very simple formula. If you want to write it down, I can teach you the formula. It's X amount of people staying in one room. X amount of people in one room, as X is being more and higher, you will have more sponsorships, more exhibitors, and more participants' revenue. So at the end of the day, this is how the economics of our industry works. So a lot of people will talk with you about hybrid meetings, and I had a lot of presentations about hybrid meetings, and only rarely they spoke about selling a ticket to a hybrid meeting. So hybrid meeting is great. Yeah, it's a great way to use technology to connect people from home, people that might never participate in my event. But they should pay a ticket. It's not free. So if we are doing hybrid meeting, great, but let's charge money out of it. If we already created this amazing event, if we already have this content, if people paid in order to participate in our event and paid the ticket to enter the hall to listen to those presentations, why should the people at home get it for free? Maybe they are willing to pay money as well. Maybe not 1,500 euros for the ticket, but maybe 150, 300 euros. Remember that 1,000 viewers multiplied by 100 euros is 100,000 euros, which is a decent amount of money. So, let me show you an example. What you see here is a combination of the video of the presenter synchronized with the slides, synchronized with the table of content. What can we monetize in this product? Most of the people that will watch it will say, hey, we have great banners over here and over here. We can sell the banners as a sponsorship opportunity. Right? We can do that the same way as we are selling banners on our event. But there is something even more interesting in that. Do you want to imagine, do you want to throw a number? How much money our client generated thanks to the fact that they've offered that not for free, for 100 euros. So if you want to get all the 9 simultaneous tracks for 3 days, all that great content, which is hundreds of hours, you should pay 400 euros for this package. And 3,000 people bought this package. So they generated 1.2 million euros out of offering their content for a subscription. This is a great revenue. This is something that we can really use in order to grow our business. And guess what? The content is already there. You already made the huge investment to create that content. You already had the speakers. It's just a meaning of bringing the cameras and the equipment and the technology to wrap it together. But at the end of the day, you can generate a lot of money out of the things you are already doing. And I have much more examples out of that, like Live Studio. You paid for your keynote speakers. And guess what? You're paying all that money just for 1 hour that they are on your stage. And then what? They are going out to the city, to tour the city. We're not responsible for their entertainment and their ability to find new places around the world. We paid money for their participation, for their coming on. We need to maximize that amount of money. We need to take this money and use it as much as we can. And the way to use it is to utilize their time. So why won't we have the keynote speaker interview our key sponsors or our key exhibitors? And by doing that, we bring great value for our exhibitors and for our sponsors, because they are able to have a 10-minute discussion with the top person of the industry, and you can monetize it. And this is what this company did. They are bringing this is not an actor. This is one of the key players of the industry interviewing the key sponsor or the key exhibitor of themselves. And they managed to monetize it and sell all those kinds of interviews. So we were the one producing for them the whole show floor and the whole live studio on the show floor, but they were monetizing all that and generated 110K euros of new money by selling those interviews to people out there that were interested to be interviewed, either exhibitors, special people, VIPs in the industry, etc., etc. Do you know what it is? Oh, thankfully this is not my room, but this is a very small room, a very small space. And sometimes, because of the fact that you have a small space, you are limited with what you can do. So for instance, if you're working in the medical association market, you know what this picture is. This is a poster session. And this is an amazingly non-green, non-efficient thing, but a very well required in the medical events industry. Because what people are doing here, they are posting their research. And this is really interesting for all the participants of the event to go through the posters and figure out what are the new developments in that market. But guess what? It requires a huge space. And if you have a small venue, you're not able to have a poster session of 3,000 posters. And this is not over-exaggerated numbers. Those are numbers of serious events. They have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 posters. When people are putting those posters on the wall, sometimes because of the limitation, they have to take they are having 500 walls, taking off the posters every half day, putting new posters just to enable those 3,000 posters on site. But what if the venue doesn't have the ability to allow you such a big space? What if your budget doesn't allow you to rent this huge space and walls? So thanks to the fact that you have technology today, you can create e-posters and use screens which are much greener and more efficient, and can generate money for you, because now you can sponsor those screens. You can sell this thing as a sponsorship opportunity. So I can go on with more and more examples if you'd like, and if you want, you can catch me over, because Adi is showing me that I have to finish up. But just to summarize the key elements, size doesn't equal quality. You can create small event with small spaces and still generate huge amount of money. Even if your event is small, even if you have a 300 people event, you still have great content that people will be willing to pay money in order to watch it, and so you can generate additional income, additional revenue that you couldn't generate beforehand. Don't give your assets for free. People are willing to pay money. You should collect this money, because you need to monetize, monetize, monetize. And the same way that there will never be a situation that you have too many people in your event, there is no real situation that you will have too much money. But if such a thing happens, and if you have too much money out of your events, this is my bank account please share it with me. Thank you very much for participation.